Yep, nice and easy. We're done with that though. Isn't the jump rope? Yeah. Whenever I skip rope, I can't use these wireless headphones. They fall right out of my ears. So of course, it would be helpful if I could get the rope itself not to fall out of my hands. Finish my protein shake and then we'll hit this. New name, who this? Yes, sir. For those of you who don't know me, my name is BullMuscle. For those of you who know me as Beer Battered Ag, yes, I'm going through a rebrand. This seems like a pretty good time to talk about that, so let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm a diehard Aggie.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. That is the song they sing so well. Sounds like hell! So goodbye to Texas University. We're gonna beat you all to Chiggaroo-garem, rock tough, real stuff, Texas A&M. Goodbye.
We get a little bit more all. So why can't I click all? Oh, yeah, there it goes. Nice. Alright, let's do one more bronze bar. If you adopt the mindset, and this is a quote from Jacob Fisker of Early Retirement Extreme, if you know that guy, 10 points to you. But it's a quote that I find unbelievably poignant in today's era. Spending money represents a failure to solve one's problems by smarter means. I'm gonna repeat that. Spending money represents a failure to solve one's problems by smarter means. That's painful. But yes, my friends, pure protein, as theirs makes no difference from raw egg whites. It's disgusting. The taste is vile, and it smells. But 100. Yeah, my poor roommate has to deal with the farts that come from this, and as you might imagine, they're not pleasant. But let me go ahead and knock this bad boy down. Oh, that's vile. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm your host, BullMuscle, and welcome to Leg Day. That's right, we got a great show for y'all today. We're gonna start off, we're gonna hit legs pretty hard today. It's gonna be a lot of squatting, and it should be a pretty darn good time, I think. The weather's finally starting to really cooperate, getting nice. It's probably for the first time in here since, gosh, maybe March, April, that it is below 70 degrees right now. Probably not much below, it's probably in the upper 60s in here, but certainly a welcome change, I'll put it that way. So, what do we got for y'all today? We got squats, quite a few of them. So that's where we're gonna get started. Let me throw the chat doc on so I can actually read what y'all are saying, although it appears there's only 2 of y'all in here. Take care of that. Oh, I'll do a couple different. Nice temp. Yeah, finally it's starting to get a little bit cooler in here. Beat the hell out of ULM. That's right, my Aggies are playing University of Louisiana Monroe today. You know, the Warhawks are historically not a very good football team. I'm trying to, no disrespect, it's just, you know, that's what the records would indicate. Hopefully we get out there. This is a get-right game. It's our last non-conference game before the SEC schedule ramps up. Hopefully we end up doing pretty well. Oh. Doing something a little bit different than the jump rope to warm up today. That might be a good idea. Hey, what's up? That's M. Lennon. Is M. Lennon in this chat? Huh. Wonder why it's not showing up. Total Rocket, good to see you. Severus, Nick, 167, always good to see you guys. So, suppose we'll dive in pretty quick here. We got first, so we're gonna hit. Today, I think the way I'm gonna do this is front squats at 175. We'll throw on volume set at 220 or 275. No, I might do a high bar set at 225 first. Yo, good to see you. Hey, I always love seeing M. Lennon in here. Shout out to the boy M. Lennon. Got to hang out with you up in Boston about a month ago, a little more actually. But yeah, this is okay. So, what can reasonably be achieved with Cupcake Game? First things first. Anyone who watches A&M play ULM today and makes conclusions about how we're going to do in the SEC based on today's game is delusional. You can't even, there's really no good way to predict how success or failure in today's game will translate into success or failure in the SEC. Now, if we lose to ULM, well, okay, that's obviously a pretty good barometer of how the SEC schedule will go. I don't think we will. I do think we'll win. I think we'll probably win fairly convincingly. The goal is going to be get right, make fewer penalties. More importantly, I want to see the run game established. Our offensive line has looked pitiful. Even against New Mexico, we did not have a very stout rushing game. That's got to be fixed. Connor Wegman can't be expected as a sophomore to do it all, especially with his poor pass protection as he got with Miami. Wegman was pressured something like 30 times that game. It's crazy. Same thing with the defensive line. I don't know what DJ Durkin's got to do. I think it's a scheme issue. I cannot sit here and say with the amount of talent, we're going to turn this down, the amount of talent A&M has that they should be getting that little pressure on the opposing quarterback. Let's start with a set of fronts. Oh, now I'm not going to go full depth the first couple of reps, but got to ease into it. There we go. That's it. Right. First set's at 8, 175. This is the shirtless stream I'm used to. Yep, Aiden, good to see you. You do one stream where you're cooking, so you keep your shirt on. The fan base loses its mind. Fine. Okay. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna do the order slightly different today. I want to try hitting high bar first at 225 and then going up weight. I don't normally do that. I think it should feel pretty good. 225 isn't a lot of weight. How many reps I do is going to be a function of how my knees feel. This says a 77 in here right now. I think that's a bit high because it was on my wrist about 15 minutes ago, so I'm guessing it's around 70 in here. Hanging out with you was the hardest leg day of my life. Just ask Severus, man, you want to see what a hard leg day really looks like. Some decent inspiration. Look up Andrew Porter from the Irish national rugby team. Hell yeah. Jump rope is just jumping. That's true. Starting a strong mullet right now. Hell yeah. Let's get it. All right. Let's start here. You may notice I have my protein shake in here. Why do I have this? It's because I took a little bit of caffeine this morning. Not a huge fan of caffeine on an empty stomach. It can cause lightheadedness. You won't feel quite as good. Same thing with pre-workout. Generally speaking, any of that stimulant stuff on a purely empty stomach, you might not feel very good. So you're better off mixing it with something. All right. The other thing that really sucks is with caffeine. I don't know why, but it definitely cleans me out. That and the huge quantity of refried beans I had yesterday. Already been to the toilet 3 times this morning. Not even making that up, too. It's fucking intense. All right, let's do this. There we go. All right. Fairly loose bar here, we go high bar. Y'all should have pretty good perspective on depth from this angle. I don't know, I feel more confident with depth now than I used to, especially after Severus was here. Oh, there we go. So we're doing a high bar. That felt pretty good. It's just 12, nothing too crazy. Did climb the tower at the top of the Bunko Monument, walked 7 miles. Hell yeah. It was a good day. Certainly needed to. Because God, man, eating bovas, those cannolis, I'm sure that cannoli was probably more calories than we burned going all the way up that monument and back. Boy howdy though, that's the tastiest cannoli I ever had. All right. We'll stretch out a little bit there. ATL, good to see you. Welcome on in. So, all right. We've done our high bar stuff. Now, we're going to get a bit more into the meat of the workout. So what's that going to be? This is 275. I'm going to go for 720. I shouldn't have any issues getting this. Should be pretty reasonable. If I do, that may be a bad sign, but should be all right. Protein into me. 225, 215, 265, 275. And likewise on the other side. Stretch out my back for just a moment here. It's feeling just a bit tight. It just shouldn't. I mean, I haven't done anything all that heavy yet. Oh. All right. Yeah, let's just go. Strong leg pull. Not bad. I think that was funny. All right, so that was our volume set. Now we go up for the weight sets. This is about an 80-second set, which is a bit fast for a 20 rep, but this was lighter weight. It was only 275. Now if I were doing a proper super squat today, and that was my big kahuna, I'd go a lot slower, and I'd probably go for a heavier weight. What that tells me, if I just pop off of that, so realistically, I think next time I do super squat, I want to start somewhere around 300. First thing you need to do is set up for 315. There's 3 plates and common weight parlance. And you notice I have an extra 5 on there. That's because my bar is a cheap piece of Chinesium, so it's only 35 pounds. If I had known that it was only 35 when I bought it, I wouldn't have bought it. They didn't ask anything? Ah, that's okay. They don't need to. Don't pay other people any mind. Do you. You feel it in your chest though, don't you? Your rib cage. All right, we're start with calves. For this, should we get further down? Morning, Kareem. Anyone gives you crap for those Severus? It was good enough for the heavy lifters of the 60s and the 70s. Good enough for you and me. Do pull-ups. If I'm gonna have any issues, progress. Hell yeah, bro. Good. Yeah. This is the only trouble with doing a lot of high weight squats is I have to give myself more time to recover. If I don't, I'm just setting myself up for failure, which is obviously not ideal. We don't want failure. Belt down here from here. Hey, Jar, welcome on in. We got squats today, y'all. The title wasn't misleading. Squats above all else today. So this is 315 pounds. It's about 140 kilograms. And as you decompress off the spine for a moment. I'd like to get 13 here. After hitting 20 at 275, I'm less convinced that I should. What I don't want to do is break form and hurt myself on my first heavy set. To me, 275 is volume at this point. 315 is where you start getting into, doing this for weight. Not thinking I hit 13 here. We'll see if I can pull it off. I certainly feel like, right, so I got 3 sets to do at 315. That was what I set out to do. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. We'll try it. We'll try it. Sissy squats assisted till failure after the last set. I forget how to do sissy squats. I know I've heard of them, but I forget exactly what the form is. I'll look it up here. Are you liking the cooler weather? I mean, it's still warm here. It's still going to be well into the 80s today. But relative to, a month ago, oh yeah, huge difference. It's probably 70 to 75 in here as opposed to, 85, 90 in the garage. Makes a world of difference. All right. I'm going to look up what sissy squats are real quick. That's for the quads. Oh yeah. So this one where, so you hold on to the bar and you kind of lean back. That really hits your quads up. I feel like that one's gonna hurt the shit out of my knees, but yeah, sissies are pretty good. Moves on quads is hard. Honestly though, my quads are stronger than my hams or my glutes. Not calling myself quad dominant, but relative to the other muscles, I need to focus more on glutes and hams. You do partials with them as well. I'll keep that in mind. I may work them in after I'm done the heavy stuff. Not going to do them right now. Put the camera back up a bit. There we go. Should be able to keep an eye on my squat depth. I feel like I'm getting pretty good depth these days. If I have to, I'll move things around to check, but I don't think that's necessary. 14. Come on. Holy shit. Crosser 2K, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Hold your little pen. Sarah says, should come back to South Carolina for my workout this morning. Gym's packed. Yeah, I ain't never got to worry about crowded. Not in here. Next set of calves. Yeah, I can throw my back a little bit on more belt. That's right, South Carolina, right here. I used to live in Texas. I moved here over 2 years ago. These sets are diabolical. I'm pretty lightheaded. I'm gonna relax. Just lay back. Let my spine decompress. Let the blood flow a little bit. It's tough to put into words how hard I try to push myself on squat day in particular. Squats are, in my opinion, the single best exercise you can do in the gym. As such, it's the most important to go your absolute hardest. Really try and push yourself, because those last few reps, you are huffing and puffing at the top and then going down and back up. That is working, obviously, everything in your posterior chain, your quads. That's self-explanatory, but taking those deep, deep breaths in, forcing that oxygen down into your compressed rib cage underneath that bar, supporting the bar with your back, your shoulders, your tries, keeping your core tight the whole way through. Almost every single exercise in your body you are hitting with squats, especially heavy breathing back squats, low bar in particular. God above. Oh, I got 2 more sets of that. Well, I'm certainly not doing a second set of 13. That would probably be unsafe. Because I feel kind of nauseous right now, honestly. So I should probably maybe dial back the intensity just a touch, since I'm doing this many sets. I'll go for a set of like 8 to 10 here, I think. Not to say that I shouldn't try my absolute hardest, but I don't really want to faint either. Fainting would not be fun. Yeah, no barfing, no fainting. Lay back for just a bit longer. Still very nauseous. Oh, there's too many fluids I'm drinking. It is, I just gotta. Fuck. It's otherworldly just how intense that is. You'll get to this point. I wish maybe it's my endurance. I don't know what it is, but I am giving it my all on these. I slept well, so I'm hitting good numbers so far. I want to continue to keep that up, but wow, that was hard. Oh yeah. Stretch just a bit. Okay. All right. We're good. I'm gonna hit this. I don't want to barf either. It'd be a waste of protein. All right, here we go. I'm gonna psych myself up. We're gonna hit this again. It always makes me nauseous, especially if I eat before. That's the trouble with caffeine. Caffeine helps you work out, but if you do caffeine on an empty stomach, you're very likely to faint. But it's an appetite suppressant, so getting something down in your stomach will make you nauseous, so it's a bit of a balance. All right, I'm gonna psych myself up. We're gonna do one more set. We'll do another set, I should say. I got 2 more of these. Was originally going to plan to hit set heavier than 315. I think I'm going to bail on that. That's probably not a good idea. All right. Power slave by Iron Maiden. Shit. Hey, Crash. Good to see you. So we're done with pullovers. That was a third. Third set of calves. weather's finally turning for the better. It's, we'll check. I haven't checked it today here. Mid-70s, 75 in here. It's a lot better than it was. So, those of you wondering why I keep my watch off the legs, partially so I can measure temp accurately, but also because I like to measure how long I'm under the bar for every squat set. All right, we have one more set of this. What I think I'm going to do is rep out here at 315. I'm not going to go any heavier today. Seems like a bad idea. Probably go down weight to 225 for a volume set. Then to move on to front squats, then probably split squats or lunges. Oh, we'll do Raider pulls as well. Oh my God, my back, my legs, my abs, everything hurts. Everything. All right, I'm feeling better though. I think not going for 13 there was a wise idea. I ended up gassing the tank to hit this last set. Thanks for the motivation there, Talio. Yeah. All right, give me another minute or two. We're gonna hit our last squat set. How's my depth looking? I got to imagine the angle here is pretty good to tell. I should be hitting right crease of the hips at the top of the kneecap, so should be coming down to about here. I think I am. I'm not going that deep, I'd like to know. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, the nausea is starting to creep in. Wasn't as bad for a moment there, but now it's kind of, stomach's just hurting. Everything okay? Yeah. Numbers are good today, but I'm suffering for them. Did you watch this one? Check my form. Depth check me. You know where I'm supposed to be. Crease the hips, top the kneecaps. God only knows I've showed you enough times. Here we go. about this year. It's not going to be as easy this year. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dodge. Thank you. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to do the final. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Busy. I need to sit. This bull is working really hard. Okay. Hardest part of this workout is now officially over. How much weight is on the bar? That's 315 pounds. It's about 142 kilos. My all-time max is 405 pounds, roughly 184 kilos. I was repping that for sets of 10, 10, and 13. Pretty good. I'm gonna do a set of calves here. I think that'll be our last item at 315. We'll go down weight. We'll hit 225 for volume. I'm thinking I should hit at least 20. I'd like to get closer to 30. Well, really that's gonna come down to how much gas in the tank I have, how much oxygen is in my system. After that, probably do one more set of calves at 225, really knock it home. Then we're gonna switch to fronts. We'll hit fronts. We'll hit splits, lunges, maybe Bulgarians. That'll probably be about it. All right. Maybe I'll do a second set of high bar. I'm not really quite sure yet. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Knock out a set of calves. Shouldn't be too hard. Calves are relatively easy compared to squats. I mean, it makes much more sense. Think about it. Are you moving the weight far less distance, I should say. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to D-rack, go to 225, one hit. I think I want to do low bar first, go for absolute max on volume. We'll do that way. Raiders. What? Front. But yeah, we'll do all that. So we're reaching that point where my ability to talk well is getting more difficult. Let's see. 6 right now. Minus this 5. Oh. 15. 16. Okay. Okay. All right. I think that kind of heat is gone until at least May now. I'm hoping. It's not cold in here by any means. It's 76 right now. I'll check. I'm telling you, really that magic threshold is 80 degrees. Above 80 degrees in here, I sweat substantially more. Basically every exercise becomes more difficult. Yeah, it's 76 in here right now. So this is only 225. This is a little bit over 100 kilograms. The idea here is we're going to go for volume. If I'm going to go for volume, I need a little bit more rest. Those of you wondering, bro, why are you going through this workout so slowly? Yeah. When you go for extreme intensity, you have to either drastically decrease the number of sets, drastically increase the rest time, both. And it's like I've chosen the second. Hey, Bull, want anything from Barbecue Barn? I'm gonna head out in a little over an hour to get some meat. No, thank you. I'm good. I had that wedding today, so I'm going to a friend's wedding. It's not my wedding, don't worry. I'm still single. No, I'm going to a friend's wedding at 4 today. I know there's going to be food, so I'm trying to keep it relatively light for food today. Frankly, right now, the last thing I even want is food. I'm barely having trouble getting water into my system right now. It's just hard. It's really hard. This is out of balance. There we go. All right, rest up. We're gonna hit this set. Again, the goal on this one's volume. I want bare minimum 20 reps here. I 20 rep 275 a while back in this workout, so should have no problem doing this. Of course, I'm a lot more fatigued now than I was then, so I don't think, right, I'm thinking fresh, I could hit this for 30. Now, probably looking somewhere between 20 and 30. I'm gonna do the best I can. I did well on the heavier stuff, so if I don't get this, I'm gonna be angry, but not royally pissed off. I don't wanna let y'all down, I don't wanna let myself down. All right. Just psych up, get ready. My shoulders are sore, which is interesting. Doing this with, lats too. All right, getting the blue oyster Colt on for this one. Dominance and submission. We got this. Strong leg pull. Okay. Holy shit. Raiders. That is a volume set. 25 reps, 95 seconds. No. For God's sake, no, don't call fucking 911. No. Absolutely not. I don't feel like paying a 4-digit ambulance bill. If I really pass out, and I'm actually in a problem, I got Dodge here. That said, I'm not gonna fucking pass out. That wasn't a lightheadedness pass out moment, actually. That was a shit below my hips, just physically could not support my body weight for a little bit there. All right, time for a calf set. Okay, I need to sit now. Yeah, no, I would have passed out had I attempted that many reps at 85 or 90 Fahrenheit. I just wouldn't have been able to do it. I would hit failure. Belty Walty, how you doing? So, I think it's just because of how much stress I've been putting on my body for these squats. I think we may need to pass on handstand push-ups today. I know I normally do it for 30, but just, it's gonna take everything I've got just to get through this workout. My apologies, but I think we'll have to cancel those today. So I can feel it. The shoulders are sore, my lats are sore, my chest is sore. I'm doing squats. We're gonna do one more set of high bar at 225, and then we're actually done with the squat rack in terms of back squats. I mean, I'm pushing as hard as I can, but I'd rather use all my energy on a pull day or on a squat day rather to do squats and attempt to save some for handstand push-ups. Oh god. Okay, yeah, I'm not just sitting in. I got. Relax for a minute. Goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm just, wow. This is this might be one of the most painful workouts I've done since super squats back in February. I mean, in effect, what I did was very close to my super squat set, and then I did all this stuff at 315. To put it mildly, that is a lot of intensity and a lot of volume. I may end up spending my afternoon taking a siesta at this point. This bull is working really hard. Yeah. Stick with a little bit more Blue Oyster Cult. This time we'll play ME262. We're gonna hit high bar. Don't expect more than 10 reps here. I'm not expecting anything more out of my body. All right. Hard work. Strong like bull. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we're moving. I don't know what Artie Moreno's doing, man. The Angels were a mess. Oh my God. Whoa. I see no much in getting it. That much intensity. Shame. You get in, you get out what you put in. If you work harder, you will gain more. The barbell is the ultimate form of meritocracy. Provided you have good form, or even just adequate form, the only variable between you and everyone else is how fucking hard you're willing to work. If you really hit a hard hard day. I'm talking a day where, you know, tomorrow you're going to be physically incapable of walking very hard or even running at all. If you hit that kind of day in legs, you know where my mental and body space is right now. Just moving is a Herculean struggle. And yet, despite this, we are nowhere near finished. I ain't fucking done yet. Frankly, if my Aggies worked this hard on the field, we'd be undefeated right now. I can dream on about that. Texas A&M will be mired in mediocrity until we re-embrace what made us great. To make Aggieland great again, we must embrace the philosophy of those Slocum teams. We must embrace the wrecking crew. We must embrace never ever getting up. We must embrace being a 900 team at home. Oh, hang on, someone's at my door. Stand by. Good morning. Thank you. Just a delivery, man. Dodge, there's a package on the front steps for you. Just let you know. That one's for you there, Dodge. Okay, where are we at? My hands are shaking just doing this. What do we have left? 2 sets on front squat. So we've done 3, 6, 7, 13, 19. So you have 2 sets on front squat. We're going to do some lunges. I think this is going to be it. Christopher, good to see you. How are you doing? I'm going to ping Dodge with that one. There we go. Dodge, get that. So this is 175. This is what we were doing for warm-up early. Hey, we had a new follow. Thank you very much. Welcome to the bullpen. It is Snacky the Shark. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. I'm suffering, but in the best possible way. Front squats. There's only 175, but I don't really have the gas for anything heavier. I may not have the gas for more than a couple reps on this. We'll find out. Strong like bull, come on. No quit. Any tips for a 30-year-old? She can't build muscle like from there, shit, and really can't build muscle for shit. Snacky the Shark. That's a great question. So, what is your current height and weight? Before I give you advice, to be as helpful as possible, I need to know your current height and weight, your goal height and weight, or well, if you're already 30, your current height and weight, your current height is what it is, your current height and weight, your goal weight, and it would be helpful to know how much weight you lost, where you started, and how far you've come. So if you can provide me with some more details, I can help you out. Okay, you're 5'11", 150 pounds. Okay, good. So you are, you're certainly not overweight. 5'11", 150 is pretty decent size. It means you're probably not jacked at that weight, but you're certainly not fat either. That's good. Goal height is 6'2". Well, I mean, yeah, no, if you're age 30 and you're 5'11", you're going to be 5'11", unfortunately. There's no real way to gain height beyond age like 20. Started at 185. Okay, so you've lost 35 pounds. When did you start losing weight, and then when did you get to 150? My reasoning being, if you only just got to 150, it may take a week or two for your metabolism to recalibrate. And that's unfortunately something you just kind of have to let live for a week or two, just to let your body balance. And you may have already gone through this, I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question. All right. All right. We're going to hit one more set on fronts. Then we're going to move to lunges. I think we're going to hit fronts. We're going to hit lunges. I may do some kettlebell swings. I may not do the full 30 sets today. Today was really difficult. If I get 25, 27 sets, I'm going to be pretty happy with that. So, been able to maintain the weight though. Okay. Started 2 years ago, so you got to 150 in May. Okay, so if you've been floating around 150 for the last, that'd be what, 4-ish months, and you've been able to maintain it, that tells me that your metabolism has recalibrated, so we're good on that front. We can rule that out as one of the reasons you're having trouble building muscle. Great. So, the next question is, do you know roughly how many calories per day you're eating? That's the next question. I have like 5 or 6 questions more I'm gonna ask you before I can give you the right advice. I wanna know the entire situation so that way I can tailor my advice a little bit better. So, roughly how much a day do you eat in terms of calories? All right, I'm gonna do another set. There we go. That's it for fronts. All right, 3, 6, 9, 10, 16, 22. We are done with the belt now. We're gonna do some splits, we're gonna do some lunges, we're gonna do some kettlebells, and that's gonna be it. And for this, we're going barefoot. I like these shoes, they're flat, but they don't have great lateral support. And I don't want to bust them up. So for lunges, I'm gonna go barefoot. $1,500 a day because I used to gain weight very quickly. Okay, so at 1,500 calories a day, okay. So how many days a week are you lifting weights? If you're 150 pounds and you're a 30-pound, I assume you're male. If you're female, say so, because that does change the equation a bit. But if you are 150 pounds and you're only eating 1,500 calories a day, that's fantastic for fat loss. But you may not be getting enough protein in your diet. You also may not be getting enough, frankly, just carbs and fat in your diet. You may be under-eating a bit. It really depends. If you're mostly sedentary, well, the answer is you need to start lifting weights. But if you are lifting weights and you're only at 1,500 calories a day, I think that's where the issue may be, right there. So let me do a set. Not bad. Yeah, definitely for losing weight, 1,500 will get you there for sure. In fact, that would have been roughly 1,500 to 1,600 I'd have advised if you were looking to cut. But I would say if you are lifting weights and you're only eating 1,500 a day, that would be a bit like me. So I'm 6'3", 210, only eating 2,100 calories a day, which is marvelous for fat loss. You burn fat real quickly at those deficits. But lifting weights is a lot of calories burned. What I think is you're probably eating a bit too little. I'm not saying you need to start, wolfing down 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day as a bulk. But I think, and I don't know what your individual macros are, I would say you probably need to bump that up maybe close to 2,000 calories a day. Lifting weights 5 times a week, cardio every day. I'm a dude, yep. Tried to cut carbs as much as possible. Protein is my main meal. 3 eggs in the morning, you said cold cuts, protein heavy dinners before, not heavy weights though. Okay, so if you're trying to build muscle, you need to go with heavier weights, higher intensity. I mean, if you've been seeing what I've been doing in here, I've been squatting 315, right? That's 1.5 times my body weight. So you're gonna have a very dramatic effect on muscles. That said, if you are hitting weights heavy like this, you gotta have more energy than 1,500 calories. If you're throwing cardio on top of that, yeah, you're under eating. It's fantastic for losing fat, but my brother, congratulations, you've already done that. I would bump it up, and yes, I would include a little bit more carbs in your diet. My recommendation for you, if you're at 150, I would assume, okay, so what's your goal weight? Like, you say you're trying to build muscle, right? Are you saying you kind of want to be about the same level of fat, but maybe 160, 165, 170? Is that maybe more what you're looking for? Like, what's the end goal for you? What are you looking to get to? This is great. I'm loving this conversation, though. And for those of you in my audience who are lurking, learn from this. The same advice I'm giving him may apply to you. And feel free to ask me. I love it when new people come onto my channel, come onto my show, and ask me. Because look, fellas, I've been doing this for 15 fucking years. Right? I'm not trying to flex, but like, I know what the fuck I'm talking about here. This didn't happen overnight. Come on, finish. Yeah. All these questions are interrupting your workout. No, don't worry, man. Dude, I'm most of the way through my workout at this point. Let's see, how many sets have we done? Give me 1 second. 3, 6, 9, 10, 16, 22, 24. We got one more set of splits. We got lunges. We do kettlebell swings. We're more or less done on the heavy stuff. This is a little bit more volume, working things like balance, right? So split squats and lunges, you have to work forwards to backwards and side to side balance, which after doing squats is going to be really a lot more difficult. I'm a huge fan of lunges. Lunges are good for you. No, these questions are not interrupting my workout. End goal is to bulk up another 15 pounds of muscle and overall healthier. So the first 10 pounds, just stopping drinking. Those first 10 left me in like a month. I was drinking way too much beer. Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. Benjamin Franklin said that. But yes, beer is horrendous for you. And if you're trying to build muscle, under no circumstances should you be consuming alcohol within the first 6 hours after your workouts. Do not do that, you're wasting your time. If you do, I learned this the hard way. One other thing, as far as beer is concerned, I'm actually a huge fan of non-alcoholic craft beers. I like beer. Beer tastes good. But alcohol is very calorie dense. Every gram of alcohol contains 7 calories. It's almost as dense as pure fat. As a result, very quickly can beer, wine, whiskey, anything else add up in terms of calories. Beer, of course, is the worst offender because it's also a lot of carbs. So sweet wines are also quite bad on this regard, as are sugary mixers and cocktails. So where does that lead us? Well, what it means is drink responsibly and minimize alcohol consumption if and where you can. I love beer. I would be a massive hypocrite to say don't drink. But the less you drink, the better off you'll be. So, don't drink immediately after your workout. That's the only real hard rule of thumb I follow. If you're at 160 and you want to bulk up to 165. In general, the rule for sustainable cutting matches the rule for sustainable bulking. In other words, don't try and put on more than 1% of body mass a week. If you do, it'll mostly be fat. So for you, that's going to be 1.5 pounds. In other words, for bulking for you, a solid bulk is going to be maybe about, I would say, a 10 to 12 week program. Maybe, I'd say 5 weeks on, a maintenance break, maybe try and let your metabolism adjust when you're, 157, 158, then another 5 to 6 week program to get up to 165. You will get a little bit more body fat on you as you bulk. Unfortunately, this is just sort of the reality of it. Now you can minimize that by eating above your total daily energy expenditure, but not so far above that the rest is just stored as fat. So a bulk, and I learned this the hard way as well, doesn't necessarily mean stuff your face with whatever the fuck you want. Even if it's good calories, good healthy things like milk, meat, you need to continue monitoring how much you're eating. General, if you're bulking, I say try to go for about 500 calories above your expected total daily energy expenditure. I would say maybe you don't need to do quite as much cardio during your bulk cycle. Focus a bit more on lifting and lifting heavy. Maybe even don't lift as often, lift maybe 4 days a week. But make those workouts very, very intense and a lot heavier weight. You do that, you're going to see a little bit more muscle gain, strength gain, and then try to eat 500 calories above total daily energy expenditure. My guess is right now, you're probably burning between 2,000 and 2,500, 2,600 calories a day. I would personally recommend easing just a bit on the cardio, maybe instead of running, go walking, and then eating more. Now, keep your protein for you. I would say at least 150 grams of protein. If you're bulking, maybe try 160, 170, and then the rest should be whatever blend of fat and carbs you like. First time chat, blind for blindness. Did you mean you now have 315 on the bar? I did have 315 on the bar. That was earlier. You just came in. I was squatting 315. Now we're doing lunges, so I'm at 175. God help me. If I lunge I'm doing split squats, then I'm going to do lunges. If I was able to lunge 315, God, I would have legs the size of fucking tree trunks. That'd be amazing, but no. Appreciate the help. Absolutely. Well, stick around because I have a Discord that has a whole lot of this good information for you, and it may come in handy. For instance, there are some good TDEE calculators on there, so I recommend hitting up my Discord channel. Yeah, no, blind for blindness. I apologize if I misspoke. This is not 315 pounds. This is 175. I was squatting 315 earlier. My apologies if I misled you. Did not. I'm not a fan of over-representing my weights. I'm not saying I don't trust with something I can't. Yeah, no, absolutely, no. This is 175. Don't worry. All right, let's hit another set. Last set of splits. Whoa, bounce, bounce. All right. We'll do some kettlebells. Yeah, so blind for blindness. First off, welcome to the bullpen. Good to see you. Today we did squats earlier. Started off with a front squat set to warm up. Then I did volume set. A set of high bar at 225. A set of now I go low bar for most of my heavy stuff because I'm 6'3". A set of 20 for 275, set of 13 for 315, set of 10 for 315, set of 10 for 315, interspersed with pullovers and calves. Then I did a set of low bar, 225 for 25 reps, and then I did more front squat sets at 175. So that's more or less where we're standing right now. Join the Discord, perfect. But yeah, welcome on in. It's good to have new people in here. It's always fun. All right, it's 20. Hey, Bowser, good to see you. God, everything below my hips is just killing me right now. It's a good feeling. I'm definitely getting gas. I'm just doing the best I can right now. Lunges, come on, strong like bull. Settle, balance. Let's see here, 3, 6, 7, 13, 16, 19, 25, 28, okay. So I got 3 more sets. 2 more sets of kettlebell swings, 1 set of reverse lunges. Dodger says, I actually found in the last thing at their whip beer at the local Kroger. Dude, I love athletic. Oh my God, yes. Athletics whip beer is, honestly, I would rather drink an athletic whip beer over any actual alcoholic beer. It's that good. Love athletic. Love it, love it, love it. It's perfect. I mean, it has half the calories of even shitty light beer like Bud Light or Coors, and it tastes way better. It tastes like you're drinking a craft beer. It's brilliant. I just wish they'd sell them in like 30 racks, because then I could buy them in bulk. Oh, man. Oh, they're golden ale. Well, okay, so now Dodger has never met a beer she's liked. She thought she liked Lone Star once, tried it again and hated it. Dodger's not a fan of bitter things, and any good beer has at least a little bit of bitterness in it. Dodger's got one hell of a sweet tooth. So we very much, so it's interesting. We very much differ on some drinks. We both very much like our whiskeys and our rums. She likes sugary cocktails a lot more than I do. Sometimes I'll want something like that as a dessert, but it's not as often as she might. All right, let's go. Come on. 3 more sets. Toto, good to see you. Oh. Oh, this feels good on the hamstrings. Come on! Morning. Hey, Cat Bro, good to see you. Oh, dizzy. Toto, man, if you're bringing up Railroad Tycoon 3, you've been around for a hot minute. Welcome back. Shoot, it's been months since I last played that game. That can only mean you ain't been around for a minute. Good to see ya. Welcome back. You probably noticed that I'm no longer beer battered egg. I'll still always represent my Fighting Texas Aggies, but didn't make sense for me to preach stoicism and then care so much about a team's whose outcomes I couldn't control and whose actions I can't really support. So, yeah. Good to see you, Cat Bro. Ain't seen you in a hot minute. 2, 3, 4. Oh. Reverse lunges. Come on. Ow! Come on, finish! Woo! All right, let me do the math here. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 23, 25, 28, 30. We are done. Oh my God. So, 78 in here, starting to get warmer. I'm sweating a lot more, and I'm trying to control my breathing. You guys are noticing I'm kind of stumbling a bit. It's not because I'm drunk or anything. It's because lunges in particular really make you work your side-to-side balance muscles, all those auxiliaries. When you do that, your sense of balance is harder to maintain immediately after a set. Especially if you then follow up superset it like I just did with kettlebells. Everything just fucking hurts right now in the best possible way. So, before we head in, actually, Dios mío. Ay, Chihuahua. We're going to sit for just a moment, try to recover and catch up with chat. Everything really hurts. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, now I need to hydrate. One of my cats passed away, I've been interviewing. Oh my gosh. Cat bro, I'm so sorry to hear that. Can we get a rest in peace for Big Gay Mikey's cat? Time according to your clock is only a little over 1.5 years. It's nuts. Yes. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm a huge fan of the FIRE movement, and my target date at the moment, and right now I'm still on pace to get there, is May of 2025. Assuming no changes and I work at my current place, I will be able to retire at that time. Now, whether or not I do retire is an entirely different question. Active recovery. I'm out of water, so I'm just gonna have to I'm good. I just gotta breathe for a minute. I'll do my active recovery. Will be re-racking here, taking the bar, putting it away. Oh, there we go. I do have my abs to do, so there is that. Oh yeah. Shoot, how do I do 6 inches? I can do 6 inches here. Yeah, I'm good. All right, let's check the temp. 78.4 and rising. Okay, so it's getting warmer in here, which makes sense. I mean, I'm putting off tremendous amounts of heat. That's the other thing. Like, even if it's 70 degrees outside, it will be warmer in here because there's an electric car right behind you guys. I drive an electric car, so that's two things that use energy from the wall to cool off their batteries. Well, you're cooling off warm batteries. That heat doesn't just disappear, it dissipates into the atmosphere around the car. So it's going to warm up the atmosphere, which is the air in the garage. Likewise, turn this sideways. When I exercise, naturally, I'm going to put out lots of heat. When I put out lots of heat, I am going to physically act as a sort of a space heater. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, Cat Bro, it's been a good journey. There's been some interesting updates too. I've been getting courted by a couple other employers who, we'll see. Right now, nothing's set in stone, but it's entirely possible I may not be in South Carolina this time next year. We'll see. There's a lot of ifs going on right now, so there's a potential shot for it, but it really is going to depend. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an offer. It's going to depend on how competitive that offer is. Right? The thing you have to remember about my current location. Yeah, it's rural. Yeah, there are mosquitoes everywhere. And yeah, maybe there isn't the most amount of stuff to do. But as a result of that, my cost of living is extremely low. And basically anywhere else I go within the continental United States, and Alaska and Hawaii, really anywhere else I go within the US is going to be more expensive. There's basically, it would be very, very difficult for me to lower my expenses more than they currently are. I've more or less optimized it to a point I'm very comfortable with. It's awesome. Is it the Hawaii position? Yes. They're the ones, okay, it's not just the Hawaii position, there are others. The Hawaii position has been the most aggressive in courting me. We will see. They have to make an offer that's competitive. I can't really divulge too many details yet. If you're curious about more of those details, I can talk about them on Discord. I will not, even on the Discord, I won't say explicitly what I'm being hired to do. You guys kind of know what my job is now, so you can take an educated guess, but it would be poor OPSEC to confirm or deny anything. Not to mention, there's still a chance it doesn't happen, and that chance is actually still pretty good. So it may all be sound and fury signifying nothing. And that's, there's a chance I don't get an offer. There's a chance I get an offer, but it's not competitive. There's a chance I get an offer and it is competitive, but they want me out there immediately, which as a homeowner here and as someone who's still waiting to get their 401k fully vested at their current job, which doesn't happen for a few more months, the timing may not make sense, stuff like that. So nothing's a foregone conclusion is the point. I hope they do. Where do I live? Toto, right now I live in South Carolina. Not too far from the Georgia border. The nearest big city to me is Augusta. Speaking of, if you live in the Greenville, South Carolina area and you want to meet me sometime early next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, after work, let me know. I'm going up there for a business trip, too. All right, so we're going to do a set of 6 inches. All right, so 6 inches is really simple. Easiest ab exercise conceptually in the world. You just keep your heels 6 inches above your abs, and you don't bend your knees. Right, you can see them. I do that from New York. Got transferred to work in Seattle. Had to move out there in 2 weeks. Yeah, see, if they ask me to do that, they better be prepared to pay very much through the nose for that to happen, and I don't think they will. So, if they want me out there in October, I'm gonna probably tell them no. Right? I told him this. I told the hiring manager as much, like, hey, so here's the deal. I've got this really great 401k program at my company, but it doesn't vest fully until 3 years, and it's all or nothing. So, I started working in March of 2021 at my current job. So, I really did not want to leave, and that's it, until March of 2024. Whew. Big Mac meal, large fries, been stuck at 150 for like 6 months no matter how much I eat. Snacky the Shark also has had that issue. The question is really, how many calories are you counting, how many calories you're putting into your body, what kind of exercise are you doing? There's a lot of variables as to why that may be the issue there, Big Mac. Toto, I'm from Germany. Okay, so I'll show you guys. And by the way, I do have this done correctly. You see the glorious Palmetto flag hangs slightly lower, as you've noticed, than the Stars and Stripes. I'm a proud American. Actually, what I have been thinking about is getting like a piece of paper and putting on the old British flag, the Mexican flag, the Confederate flag, the Imperial German flag, the Nazi flag, the Soviet flag, the Yugoslav flag, the North Korean flag, who else? The Spanish flag, and just putting it right below the U.S. as a sort of like a kill list. Who do we beat? Yep, the palmetto is the state tree of South Carolina. It's very much an iconic part of the state's aesthetic. Very much. I had a job, Balk gave me an offer because I told him it would take me a few months to move to Dallas. I was told the position was remote, so it was such a shot to the gut. That doesn't make sense. If it's remote, what does it matter? I mean, if it's remote but you have to move to Dallas, I get it, but why would the time scale matter? That doesn't make any sense to me. And it's actually really fucking clever. Now, I've thought about that. Just as a little additional motivation. For what it's worth, for those of you who are not from the United States, I grew up in an American military family, and if you understand what I do for a living, it should be no surprise I'm a very patriotic American. This country is not perfect, and I don't act as though it is. But I strongly believe that the United States is a force for good in this world. I believe that, yeah, in some ways we've become the empire we claimed we'd never be, but compared to empires of the past, Britain and the Soviets and the French, well, we have a better track record. Again, we ain't perfect, but hey, what country is? And if you're an insufferable Swede, go ahead and shove it. I have Swedes, and it's not always the Swedes, but it's usually Europeans, but it's almost often the Nordics, and specifically the Swedes. They'll come on my channel and be like, oh, America has so many problems, I don't know why I sound Canadian there. I can't do a Swedish accent. But like, they'll always come on and start acting all high and mighty about their country. It's like, I'm sorry, which country pissed their pants when Russia invaded Ukraine and begged us to let them into NATO? Get out of here. It's all fun and games to shut out America until a much worse regime comes along and threatens your security. Then it's like, oh, Big Daddy America, please come help us. We're scared. Although buying all those flags, I won't buy the flags. I'm gonna make a piece of. That's too much money, and I don't want to support anyone who would make those flags. I'm gonna get a piece of paper with the images on it and just print out that piece of paper. Much cheaper too. Some sort of FBI watch list. Oh, don't worry. With my current job, the feds are already watching me. The thing is, they know that I definitely, I strongly support the United States. Just ideologically in general, so they don't have anything to worry about. Shit. I mean, it's been unbelievably funny. We've basically just been sending our military surplus over to Ukraine And credit too, the Ukrainian fighters are kicking the shit out of the Russians with what they've got. Like, by all accounts, Ukraine should have gotten run over in a few weeks. But Ukraine took all of our surplus, and they've just been bitch slapping the Russians every time they come in. So I have a lot of respect for the Ukrainians. They're fighting a good fight. You know. Moreover, it's kind of comical how much of a paper tiger Russia's been kind of exposed as at this point. I like the way John McCain called him. And I got nothing against the Russian people. Alexander Ovechkin is my favorite hockey player, and he's the greatest that there ever was. Fight me, Canadians. But John McCain said it really well. Russia is a kleptocracy that has the same economy of a gas station. That's really what it is. All right, let's do some planks. We'll do some sides, and then we'll do regular planks for a change today. Now, granted, we had the ability to help Russia transition into a fully functioning, less corrupt, democratic economy the same way Poland and the Eastern European states did, and we blew that in the 90s. We fucked that one up, full disclosure. We could have done better there, and we did. But, that being said, none of what has happened over the last 30 years justifies Russia's current actions in Ukraine. And anyone who says that, hey, get the fuck out of here, Vivek. Now, I have no patience for tankies. It's just, if you're... That's the funniest one, too, is that now you've got this strange paradigm in the US where the only people defending the Russians are the extreme leftoids and the extreme rightoids, like the Tucker Carlson simps and the unironic communists. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? How are these the two groups supporting them? Like the communists and the proto-fascists. Like shit. We're bitch slapping you in this war, and we have a president who doesn't know where he is right now. $20 more seconds. 10 minutes. Come on. I see your point. Okay, mate. All right, Toto, it's good to see you. Yeah, Alexander Ovechkin's amazing. I love Ovi. He's awesome. Ovechkin is, like, frankly, I cannot wait until he makes the Hall of Fame and beats the record. I mean, even Gretzky himself says he's going to do it. And Ovechkin, I respect how humble he is. Ovechkin always still says, I have my doubts, anything can happen. I'm just like, dude, okay, here's my little conspiracy theory. Tinfoil hat on for a moment. Between you and me, I think in 1980, because of what happened at the Winter Olympics that year, the Brezhnev-era Soviet sports medical team was tasked to create the ultimate hockey super player. So they found two Olympians, got them to fall in love, and have a kid. That kid was the byproduct, or was the offspring of Mikhail and Tatiana Ovechkina. And he was Alex Ovechkin. And the timeline matches up, right? So it's taken a few years. Ovi was born in 1985, sort of right before the Gorbachev era and some of the events that caused the fall of the Soviet Union. I'm convinced of this. I'm convinced the Soviets tried to make a super hockey player, and it fucking worked, and that's how we have Ovechkin. Honestly, one of the top 10 inventions of the Soviet Union, if that's true, along with the Kalashnikov, and I will be honest, the T-34. You put 46 bioweapon labs at our border, we already got enough with COVID, though. Ha! That's pretty funny. Yeah. That's the other funny part, too. With COVID, someone said, what would happen if someone tried to invade the United States? Behind the quote, I think it was one of the Japanese admirals in World War II that said, "There's a gun behind every blade of grass in the United States," and hell yeah, brother, that's true. Like, we wouldn't even be bothered to wear masks for a pandemic. Can you imagine how much of an insane level of insurgency the US would put up, like particularly in the South? Holy shit. If any country was foolish enough to invade the United States, it would be the worst headache in the entire world. It would be so bad. It would be, oh my god, it would be so funny. That's why, hell, even the US government knows not to fuck with certain, I like, shit. It's the same level of jokes that people say is like, oh, your AR-15 will not be able to take on the US military. It's like, look, if the Vietnamese army could, I'll bet you a couple of good old boys in the Deep South could. I don't think we should because the US Army's fucking awesome, but like, I think the government knows not to fuck with, its civilians too much. I don't know. All I'm going to say is disband the ATF. It's a useless government organization. Diduda, it's good to see you. What record? Oh, Ovechkin is chasing the record for most goals ever scored in the National Hockey League, and I believe he will get it. Snacky the Shark. New York got hit once. I guarantee you no one would stand idly by up here if it happened again. That would be, I think that would be the first time if that shit were to happen again. So we bungled that as an opportunity. And personally, this is just my own personal belief. I actually believe of the last, probably George W. Bush. His father was quite a good president, I think. But George W. Bush is the worst president the United States has had since Woodrow Wilson. That's just my personal opinion. Why do they bundle alcohol and tobacco with firearms? It's basically the government agency in charge of all the fun shit. I don't know why they've done it. Actually, I think I do. I think ATF was founded in 1972, if I'm not mistaken. So that would have been around the time drunk driving deaths were starting to peak. You started seeing the organizations like MAD popping up, and people trying to bring the alcohol age up to 21. Not really sure how tobacco got lumped in there, but I think they tried to combine those. I don't really know. It's actually a really good question, Big Game Mikey. It'd be interesting to learn about, for sure. Now, I'll tell you what New York needs, the event someone tried to fuck around with New York City, that's when New York City needs to go talk and make friends, make real nice with all the upstate motherfuckers, the ones who hunt, the ones who can survive through, the 6,000 feet of snow that gets dumped on upstate and western New York every year. That's why, like, New Yorkers, if you were from the New York City area, play nice with the upstaters. They would be helpful in the event you need to fight. It would be extremely helpful, actually. Like, man, I'll tell you, just Bill's Mafia alone is like they're like fucking SEAL Team 6 already up in this ditch. Like, shit. These guys throw themselves through fucking tables off of vehicles for fun. Is this really the people you want to fuck with? Man, I got lots of respect for the upstate New York crowd. They're next level, man. Started as a puritanical society, as you just said, all the fun stuff. I love the upstaters, went to school up there. So I've only been to Western New York. I've never been to New York City. The closest I've been to New York City is Newark Airport, and I don't think that counts. I certainly think New Yorkers would say the same thing. I mean, hell, isn't that the reason LaGuardia exists? Because the mayor of New York was like, no, fuck this. We aren't having our main airport be in fucking New Jersey. Like, it was just some petty shit like that. It's like, no, when I land in New York City by plane, I want to land in New York motherfucking City. And that's why LaGuardia got built. I don't know how true that is. I'm not a New Yorker, so nope, doesn't count at all. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, the problem with preppers and Christian fanatics is that they crave Armageddon. That's the dumbest shit too. And Jesus Christ himself is quoted in the Bible as saying, "You shall not know when the Father comes," right? The whole fucking point of that quote in the Bible is, don't expect Armageddon to occur, the second coming to occur, the rapture to occur, whatever you want to call it. Don't expect it to happen in your lifetime. Live a good Christian life. That way, if it does, God will have mercy on you. But for you to expect the end times to come and, oh God, try to start them, that's just fucking sociopathic. Why would you want to do that? There's no benefit to that. Because, right, according to Christian theology, you die, you're just sort of floating around in limbo until the second coming happens anyway. It'll happen in the blink of an eye to you. So why are you trying to make Armageddon happen? That's just dumb. No, I'll say it. If you are one of the people who believes you are living in the end times and that you will see the end of the world within your lifetime, please stay out of politics because we're trying to plan for the future. So if you think the future won't exist, maybe just don't be one of the planners for it then. Why are you planning for something that you don't think will happen? USA gave $75 billion to Zelensky playing piano with his cock and high heels. While the majority of Americans live in poverty, that's a lie. Americans and Russians, the only winners in this, the only ones taking great advantage of these conflicts. The average American does not live in poverty, and even the American poverty line ain't so bad. I live near the poverty line, not because I have to, but because I just don't spend that much money. My annual expenses are just barely above the poverty line. I live on $18,000 a year, and frankly, I feel like I live like a king. So even our poverty line's not that bad. You'll get by. Might not be the most comfortable, but you'll live. God, shit, the poverty line in some other parts of the country is a lot more money than where I'm at. I live in the rural deep south. I wonder, speaking of, with Russia, I wonder if there is an equivalent to the deep south in Russia. Like, I said, it wouldn't be Siberia or any of, like, the Far East, because that wouldn't be populated enough. That'd be more like Alaska or something. But, like, the South is this different phenomenon, but I don't think there are that many. I think China might have a decent sort of parallel to the way the South is in the United States. The South is, we're very proud Americans. I mean, hell, I think it's something like a majority of servicemen in the U.S. Armed Forces come from the South. Especially, I know the big states are North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, and Texas. Jesus, that's about my rent every year. Woo! Yeah, no, I have a 15-year mortgage, and my mortgage payment is still below $900 a month. And most of that is principal. What's up, Dodge?
Oh, no, I was just listening to you. I'm about to go get me some meat.
Oh, you're about to get you some meat?
You sure you don't want anything?
I'm tempted, but between the leftover beans and the fact that I'm going to go to a wedding later today, I probably shouldn't.
I'll save a little hash and rice for it. Just a little.
I appreciate that, but no, I'm good. I don't want to spoil my appetite for it. Although, if you want to do me a favor, I could use a little bit more ice water. I've got a variety of cups for which to do that. Here, you know what? This is a Gamecock's cup that has earned its keep. Good catch.
Thank you. I will not be throwing it back.
I'll take a big piece of meat. Hell yeah. My rent was about $24,000 a year in South Salt Lake, not even Salt Lake City, which isn't even a high cost of living. If you're around during Armageddon, you didn't live a good life. The South is really nice, USA. Our South is places nobody should go to. I mean, there are parts of Alabama where things like guinea worms still exist, so not all of the South is nice. The South does still have its problems, but especially a lot of Northerners like to think of the South as still living the way the country did in 1960. In the popular parlance, actually, including in the Cold War, and yet lynchings still occur, was a popular talking point for the USSR to claim that the United States had serious issues internally within the country, and they were right. They were absolutely right. And this is something that's always bothered me, particularly in the U.S. and the South. And one of the things I actually really admired about Nikita Khrushchev for a moment here, and I very seldom say nice things about the communists, but what I liked about Khrushchev in particular was that in getting away from the concept of world communism and Stalinism, Khrushchev claimed at the kitchen debates with Richard Nixon, the then U.S. Vice President in 1959, Khrushchev claimed that we would rocket by the United States, that they would rocket by the United States in 7 years and achieve full communism by 1980. Now, obviously, that didn't happen, but I love that idea of competition, right? If you are, a diehard ideological communist or nationalist, right, Prove that your system is the best. And pinpoint to, hey, we have the best, human development indices. We have the best standards of living. We have the freest country. We have democracy. Whatever you want to claim it as. Make it a friendly competition instead of just all-out war, right? Like, look, if we're going to spend shit tons of money on dick swinging, I'd much rather it be who the fuck can get to the moon or into space first than who can blow each other up. Because that's way more fun, and it has the side benefit of, millions of people not dying. Good to see you, Bulldogs. Welcome on in. I forget, are you Georgia or Mississippi State? I feel like I've asked you this. My apologies, I forget. Fist bump. Oh, God, that hurt. Okay, so I'm really sore is what that means. I'm going to do another set of abs. But people who get into leadership are all about dick measuring. No, right, but if you're going to dick measure the right way with, scientific achievements and, firsts for humanity, like going to the fucking moon. Don't dick measure with stupid wars. Why bother? Right? Like, I'm just saying. Because, if it wasn't for Sputnik, we wouldn't have gone with, creating the Apollo program. Right? I like that kind of shit a whole lot more. It's the same thing, like, right now, if you're in the United States and you view China as the other major world power right now, what you want to do is say, okay, so what do the Chinese do better than us? Well, right now, the biggest answer I would say is high-speed rail. All right, game on. Let's see if we can do better than the Chinese can. Stuff like that. Oh, Georgia fan. All right, well, in that case, Dodge, I'm going to let you come on real quick because we got a Georgia fan in chat.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
you want to, there's a wire you want to go around.
Success.
All right. This is the roommate. She is a big old cock. And y'all are playing. So, you got anything to say? No, don't. Bro, I was just about to do a set.
Sorry.
Carry on.
I'll wait then.
Or just talk, That's right there.
Of course you're not sorry. None of y'all are sorry. None of y'all are ever sorry. You got two natties. What do you have to be sorry for? But this year's different. I have a feeling that this year's different. And it won't be a garbage time touchdown that y'all are going to be mad about. Because, oh my goodness, last year, there's a dog fan that him and I know who was so freaking mad about that garbage time touchdown at the end of the game. And I'm over here thinking, you wiped the floor with us. Why are you mad about a garbage time tutty? I don't get it. And you went on to win another natty anyway. But he's still mad about it. I don't get it.
That's because he's a fucking sociopath.
I mean, he does actually like gin.
It's true.
He unironically likes gin. But yeah, it's not going to be that big of a blowout this year. I think it's going to be very different.
No, there ain't nothing wrong with being a Bulldogs fan. Honestly, Georgia fans are pretty chill. I wish they would,
Not bark at children.
Oh no, I don't care about the bark. Look, I'm a Texas A&M fan. I cannot criticize anyone's weird-ass traditions. But I would wish most Georgia fans acknowledge the fact that College Station, while in Texas, is not actually a desert climate for their own safety. Now I'm not saying it isn't hot because it fucking is, but humidity is about the same as, well, here.
Understanding one, he will not agree with you on that.
Understanding one says, screw Bama. Nope, my mama went there. And you better believe I was rooting for them against that fucking orange school. Ugh. God, and again, if you guys think Alabama dominance was insufferable, pray to whatever deity you believe in that Texas loses. You have no idea what awaits you. Dido, I think that's a question for... Dodge, I think that's a question for you.
Nicest places I've been. I love the Low Country. Buford is really nice. Hilton Head is good. That orange school. Yeah, that orange school means something very different to him and something very different to me.
Well, the real UT is the Tennessee Volunteers. Fight me.
Yeah, the orange school that I have problems with is this one. I did not pay anything for this cup. I took it off of an ice cooler in Death Valley. You think I'm going to give this frickin' institution money? You're dead wrong.
Yeah, you'd only give their ag extension money. Busting your chops.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? It's 30. All right, I'm going to take a break. I
Okay.
hit squats really hard today. Ooh, another first time chat. I'm from Florida, and the 2 times I went to College Station, it was just as human. Thank you. Welcome, Old Love Cassette. I assume that means you're probably a Gators fan, in which case, hey, mutually shared misery. Yeah, no, we don't care much for that orange school in Austin. And fellow SEC teams, if you think we are a pain in the ass, like if you think we're really annoying, you have not seen anything yet. For 2 reasons. One, because you want to talk about an arrogant, insufferable blue blood school, holy shit, you have no idea what happens in Austin. But 2, this is from personal experience, when A&M and TU are in the same arena of competition, A&M gets a little bit crazy. We sometimes do things that get really rather irrational, like branding a cow or building really, really, really big fucking bonfires. Tragedy though it was. My point here is that they make us irrational, and they would never admit it, but we do the same thing to them. And here's how I know. They love to sit there and say, oh, our big rival's Oklahoma. And they certainly do hate Oklahoma. Oklahoma ain't in their fight song. We are.
Y'all are in each other's fight songs.
Oh, our entire song is just a diss track. I mean, literally, the Aggie War Hymn was written in a trench in the Argonne Forest in 1918, and it was a diss track about the Longhorns. Literally fighting a trench war with another country, with Imperial Germany, and this blood was sitting here thinking about, you know what, fuck these goddamn Longhorns. I'm just telling you, this is a different level of hatred. I think very few schools have a rivalry of similar intensity.
Well, good luck to you, Snappy. Horses are assholes, pass.
Roosters are assholes. They are. They're ornery motherfuckers.
Yeah, but a rooster can't bite your hand off.
They can bite a finger off. The only thing I hate more than Nazis, well, I mean, First World War, not Second World War. We do have standards.
So you mean the only thing you hate more than the Kaiser Longhorns?
Yes. Do you guys ride horses? So we are very much in horse country, though, here in this part of South Carolina. We are in what is known as the Sand Hills region. The Sand Hills, or the Midlands in South Carolina, is known for very sandy, soft soil. What does this mean? This means horses can train without risking injury on their legs, because if a horse has an injury, that's it. Its racing career is dead. And usually, frankly, too, the horse will be dead. Race horses, they get the 12 gauge if they break it. It's just usually how things go. Anyway, the point is, this is very good horse racing country around here, second really only to the Churchill Downs area of Kentucky. If you're looking for a seat, I think scoot over. So yeah, this is just sort of the Q&A section. I've done all my abs, and I just didn't really feel like going inside. It's still pretty nice in here. See you again. See you later, Understanding One. It's always good to see you. So this is the Q&A section of the stream. I'm going to probably wrap it up pretty soon here. If y'all have any questions, about lifting, financial independence, college football, diet, exercise, you name it. This is the time to do it. Here we go.
273 this morning.
Good for you. Good for you. Told you, fiber's your friend. Eat more beans. I was at 210, 209, something like that. Have a lovely time at the wedding. Oh yeah, I'm excited for it. You know what? I'll bring this in a little bit closer. Oh, am I getting anything from the garden? Not anymore. Harvest season's more or less over for now.
There is an okra growing.
There's an okra growing, yeah, but you sprayed everything.
It doesn't affect stuff that hadn't grown at the time though.
Okay.
So yeah, that okra is very edible.
Cool, so I'll have the okra then. It's not my wedding, it's just a friend's. Last question, should I do a trail run or a beach run today? Boy, if you have the option of both, lucky you. Where do you live? Shit. No squash. I actually do have a squash inside. I should probably, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I might spiralize that up, throw a little cheese, maybe a bit of olive oil on it, pretend it's pasta. That might not be bad.
When is the wine ready?
Probably time to plant garlic. When is the wine ready? More or less now, actually. Tasting it is either on today's or tomorrow's agenda. So the wine is in secondary fermentation. It should be ready today or tomorrow. I'll probably taste it later today because it is alcoholic. Can't do it now because I just lifted. I'm guessing I'll know pretty quickly whether or not it's good wine or bad wine. Sometimes wine just doesn't ferment right. You get bad wine and you got to chuck it. But if it's good wine, I'll probably look to give it away. I'm not going to drink, I've got gallons of it. I'm not going to drink all of it. I mean, that'd be a really good way to fuck up my progress. Oh, Long Island, New York.
Long Island.
I've never been to Long Island. Cool. I would say hit the beach on the basis that it's probably still pretty warm up there, and as such, you know, it's September, up there in the north, you know, you're going to run out of warm days pretty quickly here. So I'd say hit the beach. I actually would love to go to Long Island at some point. Really, I want to hit Coney Island because the Cyclone looks really fucking fun to ride. I love the idea of a 100-year-old wooden roller coaster still in operation. I feel like it would be rough as shit. I'm going to walk off like I got a concussion, and that sounds fucking awesome. I think we have different definitions of fun, but still.
Yeah, that makes one of us.
No, I do. New York City is on my vacation list at some point. I'd like to see Fire Island too, and Montauk and the Hamptons. Not because I'd actually want to do much there, but because I want to see obscene levels of wealth. And the Hamptons, I think, is the place to do that. Just like, you know, I just, you know, mansions and shit that you really have to see to believe. You can't do that in California because if you do that there, like, it's all gated off, so you can't see it.
Augusta is much the same.
Well, there isn't the same kind of wealth here. The only wealthiness that would compete with places like the Hamptons here is the golf course, and, well, I mean, good luck getting in there.
I'm trying. I try every year. I didn't make it this year.
Yep.
Again.
You got to do the women's amateurs, I'm telling you. That's the way to get in. If you just want to see the course, then you got to go for women's amateurs. Many Tacos says you can see all of that in Carmel in California. Well, I haven't been to California since 2019, and when I went to Van Nuys, which is not the ritziest place in California. I went there for an interview. The interview it took 7 hours, and they didn't even feed me. I got fucking leftovers from a previous company lunch. That was the worst interview I've ever been on. It was terrible, but I enjoyed the trip because then afterwards, I braved the 405 to meet a friend down who lived near Torrance, and then we went to Redondo Beach just to chill, and God, the sunset going down over Redondo Beach, that's pretty fucking spectacular, I gotta say. I would never, ever, ever live in Los Angeles, but it's a fun place to visit. You do ever assume we have recommendations? Not like if you have a concussion, or absolutely get a concussion, you will need 2 days for the city, 4 days to Long Island. It's a lot larger than you think. Oh yeah, Long Island's big. Long Island is not small. What's nice about it though is you don't have to have a car to get around. You got the Long Island Rail goes all the way out to Montauk, I think. Carmel by the Sea, you just go right into the town and have lunch with 2 Ferraris a stone's throw away from each other at your window. That's funny. All right, thanks again for all the tips. I'm headed out. That's all right. We're probably going to look to wrap up here. Dodge, I don't know if you were going to get going, but you have a clear pathway here.
I do.
I'm going to look for someone to raid. Are you going to stream later?
I'm going to be streaming Jackbox around 7:30 or at the conclusion of the South Carolina game.
All right. I don't know if I'll be around for that. My guess
Probably
is...
won't be.
Yeah, my guess is the reception will go on till 7 or 8, and then I'm going to probably bounce. Oh, God, my legs. I hit it hard today. Let's see who else is on. Snacky is lurking. I appreciate you coming by, Snacky. And welcome. Who we got? We got Holder Heck, Jasu, Bam Bam, Typical Yan, Fiziko. Haven't hit Krulix in a while. I might hit Krulix. That could be fun. I don't think I've hit him. Yeah, I think we'll hit Krulix up today. I haven't hit Krulix in a minute. To be BullMuscle shorts. They get a fucking workout. Like those white shorts I have. You'll notice like right around here there's just a band of like off kind of brown orange color. And that's for rust from the bar. Because that bar is made out of cheap Chinese steel, and as a result, it was not rust-proofed very well, and the humidity here in South Carolina is just slowly rotting that bar away. It was too cheap for me to really care about, so whatever.
I'll just say, you would not want to be his shorts last night with all the beans he was eating.
Oh my god, yeah, I was, and I will probably have more today. So I make these giant pots of refried beans. Okay, I call them refried. Really what it is I take a big pot of beans, be they pinto or white, put them in a rice cooker, get them nice and tender, blend them all together, throw in a shit ton of garlic and spices, and it tastes like refried beans, but it doesn't have all the lard or butter that is in normal refried beans, and it tastes almost as good. Now, the nice thing about that is that as a result, you can get pretty good macros. In fact, sometimes I throw in egg whites, and they blend in. You don't notice they're there, but those egg whites jack up the protein content and makes it a pretty healthy food. The downside is the downside is the gas and the effects on the toilet. Fun fact, this morning, I woke up around 7:15 and I go live on stream at 9. I took 3 massive dumps in between 7:15 and 9 this morning. I'm not a huge fan of hiding shit behind the scenes in this sort of thing.
Hiding shit? You said it, not me.
Ay, Dios mío. Okay. Well, y'all, I think that's about going to be it. Oh, God, my legs. Okay. Do we have any other questions before we head out? Hope you have a bidet. I do, thank God. Yeah, it gets the bidet earns its keep. It's funny, it took me like 2 years to finally cave and install one. And once I did, I regretted not doing it sooner. The bidets are nice. They're even nicer if you're a girl, to be honest. They're good if you're a guy. If you're a girl, bidets are a fucking game changer. At least that's what you've told me.
Yeah.
Me too, great investment. Definitely means you use a lot less TP, which is nice. The meal pressing, prepping vegetable beef soup, and the fiber from the soup and clearing me out. Hell yeah, brother.
We'll do that.
For sure. Any other questions? If not, I think we are going to hit Krulix, and I will be live again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Now, I don't normally lift on Sundays. Normally it's a rest day. Tomorrow will be an exception. We're going to do push day. Why? Because Sunday afternoon I'm going to be driving up to Greenville, South Carolina in the upstate. And the reason I'm driving up to Greenville is because I have a business trip up there. So if you live in upstate South Carolina and you'd like to meet up with me Monday through Wednesday, you will have the opportunity to do so. Come talk to me on the Discord if you want that. Other than that, I think we're going to raid. So the raid message will be, oh my holy mother of God, that hurts. No, the raid message will be Bull Rush. Bull Rush is the raid message. All right. So we're going to raid Krulix.
On a scale of Orange Bowl to Jimbo, how much pain are you in right now?
This is a solid Auburn last year.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm hurting. I'm not feeling great. Actually, do we want to rate Krulix? Who else is on? I don't want to rate Holder. I haven't rated Jasu in a while. I want to rate Krulix. He doesn't have a huge audience right now anyway, so this will help him out. Anyway. Do I have that right? Yep. All right, so that's going to be it for today. I will be live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Thank you all very much for coming out. Thank you for the new followers. Welcome on in. If you like my content, thank you very much. If you want more, check out the Discord. Stick around for the raid, and as always, y'all, make good decisions. Those good decisions form your habits. Those habits form your values. Those values form an ethos. They'll get you through the rough waters of life. Much love. Come in for the hug. Big bull hug. Oh my God, my legs hurt so bad. And off we go. All right, YouTube, it's been fun. Gonna go ahead and call it quits for today. See you tomorrow. As always, take it easy.